Well, good evening, everyone. My name's Dale Parrish. I'm State Director for Convention of States here in Indiana. Welcome to COS Indiana Live. And I want to say, first of all, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Now, I'm not going to wish my co-host a happy Valentine's Day, but yeah, I certainly do want to introduce him. And my co-host is Ken Kashuba. Ken is our state communications coordinator. So, hi Ken, how you doing?
Hi, Dale. I'm fine, and you don't have to wish me a happy Valentine's Day. But I guess I was under the impression I think I saw somewhere in a memo that for everybody who attended tonight on Valentine's Day, you were going to send out a box of truffles to them. Is that true?
I didn't see that memo. I
Oh,
don't know. I
okay.
don't know what you're talking about.
I see.
Uh,
Well,
if
you're
if
on the
I
hook
come
now.
across that memo, I might. I'll pay some attention to it. Yeah.
Okay. Just
Okay.
just happy Valentine's Day to those who are going to receive a box of truffles from Dale. That's great.
And for those of you that are taking your significant other out for dinner on Valentine's Day, good for you. And you certainly need to do that. So that's the thing you should be doing. If you're
Make
not
sure.
doing that, then you should be watching COS Indiana Live. What,
That's
Ken?
right. Make sure you use the QR code at that restaurant too.
Yeah, I understand that there are a few restaurants that use that kind of technology. I've only encountered one myself, but I'm sure there are more using that technology. But Ken will be monitoring our viewer comments and questions tonight. And so if you are a viewer, if you're viewing on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to submit a question, comment to us. Good comments, good questions as well. Anything that's on your mind.
Well, we
Uh,
have a good comment already, Dale. I think I'll throw this up for you.
oh, we do.
Yeah.
Is she referring to me, you think?
I believe she was referring to that box of truffles she's expecting. Yeah.
I see. I see. I wonder if she might be referring to her husband, who's our guest tonight. Maybe that's a hint
Putting Rick on the
to
spot now.
Rick,
Yeah.
who will be coming up here. Okay. Once again, Ken will be monitoring any viewer comments or questions. And I might want to also say now we'll try and remember to mention this throughout the broadcast that if you have any thoughts or comments or questions after the broadcast is over or any other time, feel free to email us at raiseyourvoicecos@gmail.com. That's raiseyourvoicecos@gmail.com. And we'll be able to make note of what you're saying to us and take note of that and respond to you. We're continuing with the theme that we started at the beginning of the year, and that is what action can I take by joining Convention of States? And we're referring to activist type action here. And we have a host of opportunities. And so that's what we're trying to do is we're trying to make you aware of the different opportunities that we have in Convention of States. And if you're an individual here in Indiana or anywhere as far as that's concerned, but we're primarily targeting Indiana residents. But if you're wanting to get involved, if you're wanting to do something, if you're one like so many of us at one point in time, never got involved, just stayed on top of the news and so forth, but never took a step to get involved. Uh, if you're one of those individuals, we have a place for you here in Convention of States, and because so many of us were at the same point, and when we found Convention of States, so that's what we're looking for. We're looking for now. Tonight, I want to mention that last Monday we had Marty Wood, our legislative liaison, on, and Rick Lyon, our events coordinator, who's going to be coming back on with us tonight. But we had both of them on, and we talked about the upcoming Surge Day that we were going to have, and that was on February 10th last week. Well, we had that Surge Day, and it was a tremendous success. So we're going to devote this evening's broadcast, or at least the first segment of it, we're gonna devote that a review of how that went, and it went very well. I'll tell you right now. Ken put together a very nice video highlighting what happened during the day at the Capitol building. So we'll be playing you that video, and we're going to bring Rick Lyon, our events coordinator, on to. So the three of us will, after the video's over, we'll kind of kick around some observations and things that we remember and noticed, and give you an idea. Because see, this is another, what you're going to see is another opportunity of something you can do in Convention of States. Now, we go to the Capitol building and talk to legislators all the time. The Surge Day was just kind of a special day, and you'll see in the video that we made it kind of a special day, and there to thank the legislators for their support and talk to any that maybe need to learn more about Convention of States. Am I saying that right, Ken? Do you think?
Yeah, I think you pretty much have explained the difference between a Surge Day and maybe another type of visit to the State House. So
yeah. Okay, well that's what we'll do in the first segment here. Then the next segment will be what we call the Raise Your Voice. And Ken, you want to give everyone a little heads up on what's going to happen in that segment?
Yeah, I think people are realizing that what we do in that segment is certainly post a QR code, and I'm going to go ahead and put that up on the screen so that everybody can get their phone out and get the Slido questionnaire out and ready to go. So that you have your smartphones out, or your tablets, or your desktop. Make sure and grab that QR code so that you're ready to roll when we bring up the questions tonight. And if you're going on your desktop, or you need to sign into a website to get it, it's slido.com, and you would just put in the number 274561. So go ahead and grab that QR code, and that way you'll be ready.
Ken gives me a hard time on this all the time, because he says this QR code is something that's everywhere in all restaurants. Well, I haven't seen it, and
well, I didn't say all restaurants. I mean, those that are tech savvy, which I guess you don't visit a whole lot of those, but that's a different story altogether. But
oh, are you insinuating that maybe I don't visit the top end restaurants? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if it's top end. I think even a Qdoba or a Chili's has these QR codes. I just think you either are totally oblivious to them, or you just haven't really been out much. I'm not sure which one.
You mean, what about the snack bar at Walmart? That's not.
I don't think snack bar at Walmart's going to get you anywhere. No.
That's not going to get it. Okay, all right.
No, if you do a QR code at Walmart, and you might get a $2 off, or a hint as to which line to check out in.
Okay. All right. Okay, so everyone, I hope you grabbed that QR code. Now we'll be showing that again, right, Ken, when we get to the.
It'll be up in the actual, when the actual poll goes up. You can always grab it after the presentation gets started. Sure.
This is a new feature that we've started this year, actually polling and getting viewer comments and preferences and so forth, and it's your responses to this polling that we do on our normal Monday night broadcast based on those responses, we then design the content for our roundtable broadcast, which happens on the fourth Monday of every month. And that will determine the topics that we're going to be discussing at the roundtable. Let me give you a little quick banner here on the roundtable coming up. This month will come up on February 28th. So based on the polling from our Monday night broadcast, like we're going to be doing here, the results of the polling will determine the content of our roundtable discussion on the 28th. So that's kind of how that's the process that we're trying to start this year in 2022. So after the polling is completed, then this evening, then we've got another one of our contributors, and we have another segment from John Ackerman, John's Journal. Got another one ready to go tonight. So we'll be showing you that contribution. And it's about living within your means. So it's a very, very, very good video that John Ackerman has created for us.
John's been busy. John's been busy, yes.
He has. And we mentioned to him, I think it was maybe on the last broadcast, that we were running out of contributions from him, and bam, he all of a sudden generated about 7 more and sent them to me the next day. So we're set, and we're set with John for a while, and we've got a couple others that are working on contributions too. So won't be John all the time. So we'll be having some more, and even Maringo Mike once in a while comes up with a contribution that we can utilize. So I think we played a Maringo Mike contribution last time.
Yeah, and he should be back from Washington D.C. anytime now. So
there you go. All right. Well, let's get into then our as I said, we're talking about what action can I take in COS. So that's what we're trying to address here. And before we get started with the video, let's bring on Rick Lyon. Hello, Rick.
Hey, Dale. Hey, Ken.
Rick.
Rick is our state events director. I call you director. I don't know if it's coordinator or director. Just sounds so much more important.
Officially, it's coordinator, but director is fine. Okay.
You like director? Okay. So Rick has been with us, I guess, a couple years now, and has just done a fantastic job. And as we grow and get more people involved, and we come up with more and more events, Rick's job has become much more significant in our organization. And I think, Rick, am I right? You're even trying to develop some regional events coordinators, right? Give you a little minute here to talk about that if you'd like.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I would like to talk about that because, like you say, 2 years ago when I came on board, there were events going on, but because of the political environment and the things that have gone on the last couple of years, the interest has really picked up. The opportunity to have events has really picked up. The need for materials to support these events, and people to support the events as well has certainly grown. And other parts of our state that were kind of quiet are now starting to open up and get active. So, it just got to be too much for one guy to handle, especially, living in the South Bend and trying to supply materials to people in all parts of the state. So we've decided that each region should have their own events coordinator. And right now we have 5 regional coordinators, and what their job is to help people in their local areas to have local events, and where they can have their events, how to get set up to have the event, to get people and materials for those events, and just support what they're trying to do, locally. And so we're trying to build that team to help support local individuals trying to have events and get the word out.
Yeah, yeah, and if you've ever been involved in putting on any kind of an event for whatever organization you're involved in, it's a job. It's a job. So Rick's been doing a great job for us, and the Surge Day that happened at the Capitol building is a prime example. I guess that was a biggie, really, right, Rick?
Yep. Very important event. It's the Surge Day went really well. Marty Wood was the one that started it with. He came up with the idea. Excuse me. He came up with the idea for it, and so we contacted the people at the staff at the state capitol, and they were real great to work with. They made it really.
They were. They seemed. I don't think you ran into any big snags, did you, with them?
Nope. When we got there, we had to fill out an application, of course, and set the time and date and all that stuff. Told them what we wanted. They were real easy to work with. When we got there, they had the tables set up, the flags were there, the big screen TV that we asked for at the last minute was there, and there were two guys standing there waiting on us when we got there about 8:30 that morning, and they stuck around and made sure that we got everything set up, that the TV worked fine. We had a video presentation that we were showing. So, and then they'd come by every couple hours and check in on us and say, you doing okay? And yep, we're all right. So they were really helpful and did a nice job, made us feel welcome.
If you've ever been to the Capitol building, I think you would readily see that they ought to know what they're doing, because there's organizations there every day with some sort of presentation going on. So looks to me like they got it down pretty bad there. So.
Yeah, that was something new to me. That was only like my third time being at the Capitol, and the other events going on there, I didn't realize they did all that. So
yeah, that's great. That's great. All right. Well, like I said, we're gonna start this segment off with a video that Ken had put together here. And folks, it's a really very good video. Ken's very, very talented in this area. And so we're anxious to share this with you. So I'm going to go ahead and start that video, and I'm going to try and give us a full screen view here. So everyone stay with us here.
It's a brand new day, and we'll be making history. Are you with me? Won't you stay? We have come so far. This is who we are, and like the rising sun, we have just begun to play our part. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers, stronger than ever. Never say never. Don't look back now. Don't look back now. Rise up, stand with each other. We are sisters and brothers, finding our place and running the race. We'll take our chance and seize the moment. Hold on tight and don't let go of all your hopes and dreams that light the way. We control our fate. Destiny awaits. This is the time we form the chorus. Lift your voice for those before us. We can rely on one another. Feel the pride, let's show our colors. We are heroes and dreamers. We are restless believers, stronger than ever. Never say never. Don't look back now. Don't look back now. Rise up, stand with each other. We are sisters and brothers, finding our place and running the race. We'll take our chance and seize the moment. Hold on tight and don't let go of all your hopes and dreams that light the way.
All right. I hope everyone enjoyed that. Thought that was, have I got everybody unmuted now?
I believe so. Yeah.
All right.
If I could just say, Dale, real quick, that video, it's rare that a video can capture the energy of an event like that, but Ken really did a great job with that. I thought he did. And, one thing I'll point out is that earlier in the day, we had a lot more people. I mean, we had a pretty good crowd there at the time, but earlier in the day, we probably had, 50, 60 people standing around there. We had a really good turnout. Some of the people were gone on the tour, which everybody really liked the tour of the Capitol. And so some of those videos, we had people gone on a tour and things like that. But it was really a good day and really a great event.
Yeah, I want to second that. I noticed, like you said, early in the morning when the crowd was the largest before these other things started happening. I mean, I expected to see leadership individuals there, obviously, but I saw supporters there, people that were not in leadership, but had gotten the word, had gotten the promotional material that we had put out and made it a point to come there to participate in that. I was really, really impressed. And of course, we got to talk to a lot of them, and maybe we can convince them to take on leadership roles. So I was.
Well, they put us on what they called a bridge, the South Bridge. So we were in the connector from one side of the Capitol to the other. So we had quite a bit of traffic through there, and there are several people that that I didn't recognize or who weren't COS leadership that stopped by or at least walked by and noticed what we were doing. So
yeah. So see, folks, if you're looking for something to do and get involved, this is a prime example of something that happened just last week that you can be a part of in the future. So, of course, another, in addition to seeing leadership individuals there as well as COS supporters, one of our main objectives was to talk with legislators whenever we could catch them. And I got to talk to my state senator, Liz Brown. She was in one of those, some of those pictures in Ken's video. So we got to meet with her. Ken, did you? I know you had contacted. Was it your senator or representative?
I had tried contacting both my state senator and the representative for my district, and I got a very quick response back from my state senator's leader in there and assistant, and he was really, he was great. He basically asked me, about what time I would be in the State House, and he coordinated the fact that, well, originally he said, well, how would 9:30 work? And I said, fine with me. And then I got another email back from him saying that it was probably going to be 11:45 would probably work better. And it made sense because I guess the session was going on. So I said, hey, 11:45 is fine with me. I'll be there most of the day. So it was.
Did he make it?
The email really worked out really well, and
Did he make it? Did he make it?
Well, yeah, I walked my way over towards the opening to the Senate, and this was a first for me. I mean, I've called in to my legislators before and emailed and those type of things, which everybody has a real ability to do, but I had never ventured into to try and meet with my legislator at the State House. So I stood outside for a little bit. I think session went a little bit long. It was probably about 11:15, and somebody came out. Somebody came out, and I had to fill out on a piece of paper my name and who I was supposed to meet with, and I put that in a tray, and they walked it back, and the next thing you know, they came out and walked me into the back into the office areas and took me right up to his office, and I sat down and probably had a good 25-minute conversation with him. It was
Cool.
it was very good, and it was just nice to be able to converse back and forth. We talked about different subjects that were on my mind, and certainly conveyed the importance of Convention of States, and told him he did not know much about Convention of States. Matter of fact, I had to tell him a little bit about Article 5. So
That doesn't surprise. It does not surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. And of course, Marty and Dale and everybody and Rick, everybody had. We had these nice pocket-sized, Convention of States or Constitution, pocket constitutions with a bookmark right at Article 5. So it was perfect. I just handed him, the pocket constitution and explained to him Article 5 and then told him, we're well over 60,000 supporters here in Indiana. Had to talk a little bit about, we were a past state and what our responsibilities were as a past state. So it was a nice conversation, and he explained the position on a couple of bills that we were looking at, and
Right.
So it was very educational. I enjoyed the experience. Yeah.
Good. Rick, were you able to see any of your legislators that day?
No, I was not able to. I tried to make an appointment, but I didn't get any response to my emails. So,
Yeah.
but I can just make a couple comments here on what Ken was talking about. Marty Wood had a real nice setup with the pocket constitutions and stuff, and people would come up and say, I'm going to go see my representative or my senator. And so we would hand them the booklet, and in the book, there was the bookmark that would show how many COS supporters were in their area, that sort of thing. So Marty really did a nice job with that. And I think Ken's experience is the perfect example of what the Surge Day was about. Because now I think, anybody can send an email, and sending emails is important, but going and seeing your legislator like that, learning how to do that in a comfortable environment with all the rest of us there, I think was very helpful to a lot of people. You can go see these people. And, what COS is all about is helping people make their voice heard. And on that day, we accomplished that because people could go there and see their legislator. Your legislator can't represent you if you don't tell them what you want or what your opinion is, or make your comments or questions known. So I think that was one of the big success stories of the Surge Day, was that educating people that, hey, you can go see these guys, and they do want to hear from you.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Rick, I think, we're not just talking, obviously I was a constituent for Mr. Walker. Kyle Walker was my state senator. But when you start talking about an organization that covers the state like we do, he knows, based on the fact that we're all involved in Convention of States, that this is not just a few people out of his area that are feeling the way they do. He knows, and I certainly stress the fact that over 60,000 people. We're probably closer to 65,000 people. And basically, we are pretty much united on these fronts of fixing what's wrong with our country, and I think that's got to resonate a little bit, when he sits down to have a hearing on a bill or whatever, and understands that there's a lot more people out there that feel the way we do. So,
Right.
All right, good. Well, I think we we had a good day again, meeting with legislators. Tough to get their attention in one day like that, but I think we did very good. And we mentioned that it was a good chance to once again meet in person with other COS leaders in our state. We've been on lockdowns and shutdowns for the last couple of years, so it's good to once again get out and see other COS leaders. Some I haven't seen in person for quite some time. It felt like. So I think would you both agree that was a good aspect to the day?
Oh, certainly. Anytime we get a chance to get together, it's a good thing, especially in person like that.
Right.
It's just, it's a team building type thing. It builds relationships. It encourages everybody in what we're trying to do. And, it's always good to get in person like that, to get together in person like that. Yeah.
Well, we've gone way over in this segment, but that's okay. I want to wrap it up here. Just did you want to say something else, Rick?
Yeah, just real quick. This is going to be an annual event. We've already contacted the state about 2023. So,
yeah,
just watch for the announcement. We'll be doing this again next year.
Yep.
And I'm headed off now to buy some truffles wherever I can find truffles.
Good for you, my man. Good for you. All right. Thanks, Rick. We'll see
you,
you.
Rick.
All right. Good for him. Okay. Well, Ken, let's move on then into the next segment, which is Raise Your Voice. And I need you to bring on Maringo Mike, and let's get the polling going. Okay.
I'll bring him up now.
For Raise Your Voice, a segment that features you. Scan the code and join the fun. It's your turn to be heard.
There's Marengo giving us the cue, and with that, I'll go ahead and pull up the poll so that we can get the Slido poll going. So once again, if you've got your smartphone and didn't get the QR code earlier, you can get that right now. We'll put that up, and that should be showing right now. Matter of fact, we have a couple of questions. We have a couple of questions. So Dale, while the people that missed it the first time around are getting their smartphones out and getting that QR code,
Hey.
Do you want to take on any of those anonymous questions that came in?
Yeah. Let me take both of these on. We don't have an exact number on who attended the surge day. Our best guesstimate is between 40 and 50, but that's one thing that we forgot to do was have a sign-in so that we could get a count. So, but our best guesstimate is 40 to 50. And as far as the number of legislators that stopped by, I personally can account for 5. Now, I know that there were a few others that met at the table with other leaders in COS leaders. I don't know how many. So I'm just gonna venture a guess here that we had somewhere between probably 6 to 10 legislators that came by the table on that day. So that would be my answer to that question.
Probably a pretty good guess, and we'll know next year. We'll have a sign-up sheet so we can actually.
Yeah, we'll solve that problem next year.
Exactly. Well, let me go ahead and pull up the first poll, and we will get that here with. Now these are a little bit more lengthy of a question, so I'm going to give some extra time on each one of these. Although I do want to mention that this poll will actually be active for 2 more days. So if you want to go back in and answer a question you missed, or if you want to even share it with somebody else in the household and answer some questions later, you can do that. But right now we're getting a couple of responses already: high concern and extreme concern. High coming in at about 25%, and the extreme concern is up at 75%. So subversion of election integrity and security at the federal and state level through the HR SR1 bill. So that's a pretty alarming rate there, I would say, that we're looking at on that poll. That people are pretty much they're on high alert with this election stuff. So
it's a hot topic. It's a hot topic, and
Sure.
I think we've had other responses from other polling that we've done this past month, and I think in some way or another, this is going to be a topic for our roundtable. One of the topics.
Yeah, no doubt. Matter of fact, it just jumped up to 80%, going on the extreme side over the high concern. So
Okay.
Yeah, interesting.
Good response.
We'll pull up number 2. Similar. This was raise your concern about subversion of our education system and our history with leftist ideology, socialism, critical race theory, the 1619 Project, promotion of Marxism over free enterprise.
Whoa, look at that.
100%. I think that's got to be the hottest topic in the United States today. I think our education system is been exposed to some fallacies here, and I think people are overall were I hate to use the word woke. I'll say they are awakened because we aren't woke.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people were awakened to the fact that a lot of things that are going on really should be scrutinized, and we should have more participation in that. So, and I know that fits in with a couple of the House bills that are up. Hopefully, those will come through. HB 1134 in one in particular, but 100% extreme concern over our education system. So.
Okay.
I won't even leave that one out much longer because I think that's the way everybody feels. I'll go on to number 3.
Yeah.
So, given the current political environment across the U.S., do you think there is a greater need for convention of states? How do you think? Do you think there's a greater need? And now that we've passed the halfway point, I think we're going to see a jump in states, and we're going to move towards this thing quicker.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Week before last, we got two more states that signed the resolution. So we're up to 17 states now that have signed the resolution, and that's, like Ken said, we're halfway there. We need to get 34, and of course, Indiana is one of those states. We were number 6 of the 17 to sign the resolution, or pass the resolution, I should say. So
early on in the process, yeah, and I think we've got a couple others that we're watching now who are in the midst of hearing it. So we could see a quick jump here.
Could see some more. More.
No, I think that pretty much answers that question as well. We'll go ahead and jump out of the Slido, and we will pull this down here and get back to our last segment, I guess, Dale.
All right.
Well, let me go ahead and throw up a couple of comments here that came in while we were doing that.
All right.
First of all, we had Dale Tipton, who said he talked with his senator, Rodney Paul. Great visit and a great time during the event. So there's a little.
Good. I wasn't aware of him. That's good. Glad to know that.
Yeah. And then we also have we have a comment from Jerry. This goes back a little ways, but he wanted to voice his concern. He said he wants his 3-time salary upgrade now. So I'm just going to let you know that Jerry's on the warpath for you there.
See, you started this. You started this, didn't you?
No. This was Susan. She's expecting her truffles, and it was you. And of course, Rick's on the tab now. But
blame it on Susan. Susan.
And Jerry's even giving you the math. So.
Okay.
We had one more comment in here. The Free to Be Free podcast. There's a great segment on the Indiana Surge Day. I attended the Arkansas Surge today. They passed 3 years ago today. So that must be coming in from our friend Paul.
I would say that yes, that sounds like Paul does the Free to Be Free podcast. So Paul Phillips.
I wasn't aware that he's in Arkansas, so Nationals got him traveling.
Yes, they do. Yes.
All right. So,
Very good. Very good. Okay. Thanks, Ken.
Yep.
Well, our final segment's the contributor, the COS Indiana Live contributor segment. And these are, just to refresh your memory, these are individuals that are opinionated, have strong opinions on certain things, and they like to voice those opinions. So we asked them to give us a short recording speaking to a particular topic that they are interested in. And we will include them in our COS Indiana Live contributor segment wherever we can. So tonight we have one of our regulars. This is John Ackerman, and his contributions we call John's Journal. So let me bring him up here, and I'll try and give him a full screen here.
John Ackerman for Convention of States, Indiana. I must confess, I love history, especially political history and the presidents who have guided this great nation to where we are. But my confession is, I don't know much about this president by the name of Calvin Coolidge. Really don't know much about him. But I found a fascinating quote from him. He is attributed with saying, "There's no dignity quite so impressive as living within your means." No dignity quite so impressive as living within your means. That's a message that our federal government needs today. One of many reasons that I joined up with Convention of States way back in 2014 is that I have been concerned ever since I've been old enough to vote. I have been concerned with federal spending. It seems like I have to live within my budget. The state of Indiana has to live within its income. It's in our Constitution. Not allowed to spend money that they don't have. And I don't allow myself to spend money that I don't have. Oh yeah, I have credit cards. I could run up massive bills, tens of thousands of dollars in credit. I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. I live within my income. Federal government needs to live within its income. Enough of this deficit spending. We need a constitutional amendment to restrain the federal government, fiscal restraint. That's one of the three big issues that the Convention of States resolution is calling for. Constitutional amendments, or one amendment if it'll do it, to force the feds to live within their means and stop using the credit card that my grandchildren and great-great-great-grandchildren are going to have to pay off. Federal government, there is no dignity quite so impressive as living within your means.
Another good one.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, another good one. And I was expecting John to get into even giving us an example of what $1 trillion looks like. I don't think, I don't know how many zeros are in a trillion. I know the federal government doesn't have any clue as to how many zeros are in a trillion.
There are some amazing graphs out there showing, what $1 million looks like, what $1 billion looks like, and what $1 trillion looks like.
We might have to bring that. We might have to do that in our next Monday night broadcast.
I have that. I have that somewhere in my collection of PowerPoints. I know
That'll be your next homework assignment then. If you can have that for next week, we'll be in good
Okay.
shape.
I'll look for that. And like John said, that's one of the three pillars of our resolution is dealing with the national debt, in addition to, of course, restraining the breadth and control of the federal government and term limits. But the third pillar in our resolution is addressing the national debt, and that could include a balanced budget. It could include spending controls. It could include a host of different things. But it's something that obviously needs to be addressed. I think we're officially at 30 trillion now, aren't we?
Yeah, I believe so. We just can't keep on going this way.
As far as the national debt, it doesn't make any difference which party's in control. It still continues to go up.
No, because I think they said that obviously, I think starting with Barack Obama, he had spent more than every other president combined, and Trump did his fair share of spending as well. I don't know where he came in on the scale, but I know he spent money as well. So
right, and we're just continuing. So it is obviously a major issue that our country, and Calvin Coolidge. I know very little historical about him, but what little I do know is he was very much a hawk on federal spending, and if I'm correct, was criticized quite a bit because of his his control on spending, and but he did control the spending of the federal government at that time. All right. Well, I think, folks, that's a wrap for tonight. I just want to mention as we close out the broadcast tonight that our next broadcast will be 1 week from tonight, February 21st. Be sure to check our national website, conventionofstates.com. If you want to join Convention of States, which we hope you do, the first step you should take is go to the national website, conventionofstates.com, sign up, become a supporter. Very, very important step. Very, very important step. And make note, our next Roundtable broadcast is coming up on the 28th of February. It's always the fourth Monday of every month. So that'll be coming up on the 28th of February. Well, Ken, I think that's a wrap for tonight. You got anything else that we missed, you think, or that we need to mention?
No, not that I can think of. I think, we went a little longer tonight, but when you're having fun, we got to stay at it. So,
well, we wish Rick best of luck on his look for ruffles.
Yeah, hopefully, and maybe Amazon can give him one of those, drone drop-offs, and he can have it delivered to the front door. I don't know.
Hey, that's an idea. Oh yeah. I think I see him in the waiting room. He gave you a thumbs up on that idea.
Yeah, there you go. Get on the horn with Amazon. It'll be there before you have to worry about it.
All right. Well, folks, once again, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you're all enjoying the day, and I think we'll wrap it up here tonight and call it an evening. Look for us next Monday, please. Same time, 7 p.m. COS Indiana Live. Good night, everyone. Have a good evening.